WTOL 11 breaking news now.
We thought maybe it was fireworks. And when we came out, when we was coming out, my husband saw us, and then we just saw like bodies all on the ground.
All you heard was shots. Everybody got to run in. It's just crazy. Like, we can't have fun no more. Like, we supposed to be turning up, having fun. Y'all want to shoot and stuff. Like, nah, I like my life.
Right out of the gate, we are following breaking news. A mass shooting near the Old West End Festival today. Here's what we know at this hour. At least 12 people were shot. At least 2 of those 12 in critical condition. And the festival has been canceled for tomorrow. This all happened just after 5:30 this evening as the scene played out. Police telling us it appears this started as a shootout between 2 individuals, but ended up with a dozen people at the hospital. So far, no arrests have been made. Police are still processing the scene. Investigators asking anybody tonight for help, for anyone who may have seen something.
I know in my heart that footage is out there. So I am imploring my fellow Toledoans to look through your cell phone video and reach out to TPD and help them catch the people who did this. This is one of the most iconic festivals in Toledo, and it's a shame that something like this had to ruin it. So please, I know there's information out there. Please help us help you.
So as you heard right there from the safety director, police are urging anybody with any information that could help in this investigation to call or text the Crime Stoppers hotline. You can remain anonymous. We have live team coverage for you of this breaking news story. Dominique O'Neill was on the scene shortly after it happened. He had a chance to speak with several witnesses. We'll get to him in just a moment. But first, we want to check in with our Michael Sandlin live from the safety building. So, Michael, I know you've been in contact.
Jeff, festival leaders have been talking it over all evening, and I just got back from one of the festival organizers who tells me that their final decision was with a heavy heart to decide to end the festival for the rest of the year. They say that decision stems from multiple reasons, namely being the fact that over time they realize that they just simply can't answer all the questions that they've been thrown this evening, with people wondering how they can possibly move forward. Finkel writing, quote, that we felt that it would not be compassionate, responsible, or possible to continue the festival, end quote. And there was no mention about plans for next year, though, so I caught up with people who were at the festival earlier today, asking them what happens moving forward. Now, some people say they want more security, saying that they believe that police would be a nice thing to have. Other people say that they hope that there can be a way to control the kids using an ID system, or potentially having more police to try to curfew the situation. But some of the women I spoke with say that they believe that this is potentially tainted, saying that the safety and security they felt for decades at the festival might be coming to an end. And one final note, as Jeff mentioned, you'll notice that we're at the safety building now. That's because as we were preparing to do our 10 p.m. hit, there were gunshots that rang out in the area, and we moved somewhere safer. So to anyone still in the Old West End this evening, I encourage you to keep your head down, stay inside, and use an abundance of caution and stay safe. Reporting in downtown Toledo, I'm Michael Sandlin, WTOL 11.
As this shooting was unfolding, it was chaotic at the scene for bystanders and officers. Take a listen to some of the discussion that was happening on the police scanners.
Medical's en route, multiple units, code 3.
We're going to have multiple injured victims.
Copy, multiple victims, 5 shots.
4 or 5, we'll need at least probably 4 life squads.
Need at least 4 life squads.
So there was initial confusion, as you can imagine, dispatchers, officers alike, and they were wondering how many victims there actually were, how they were going to clear the people out of the area so that they could help the victims and conduct that investigation.
It's very challenging because the festival was already in place. We had a lot of road closures to begin with, and then there's cars parked everywhere. There's people on golf carts, there's people walking. And so just the ingress and egress out of that area was very, very difficult. And then you had police coming in on top of that, closing more roads. So really that was our biggest challenge.
Toledo Mayor Wade Kapsakavage releasing a statement this evening saying in part, quote, Toledo has faced more adversity over the years than most cities, and our citizens always rally together and pull through. This will be no exception. What happened today at the Old West End Festival, sadly, has happened in too many American cities. We should never shrug our shoulders and accept it as the price of living in a free society. As a country, he says, we must do better. Toledo is resilient and will emerge stronger because of the unity we show in this moment, end quote. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine also getting word today and releasing a statement. He says he is deeply concerned about the situation. Goes on to say, quote, summer festivals should be safe spaces for families to spend time together without fear of violence. Fran and I are praying for everyone impacted by the incident at the Old West End Festival, and we are confident that law enforcement will locate the suspects involved in this senseless crime, end quote. State Representative Josh Williams, hearing from him, releasing a statement just a short time ago saying, quote, what should have been a day to celebrate our community and enjoy family activities in Toledo's Old West End was once again marred by senseless gun violence. Enough is enough. We need tougher penalties for violent offenders, which is exactly why Ohio must pass House Bill 5, end quote. Continuing our team coverage tonight, Dominique O'Neill joins us once again from the safety building. And Dominique, you had a chance to speak with some people who were there at the festival when the shooting broke out.
That's right, Jeff. Some vendors that I talked to today said the day started off as a day of community-focused support, but it quickly turned into chaos. Melon Moguls out of Detroit, a vendor, were set up at the event near West Delaware Avenue in Glenwood when shots rang out, sending people running for cover. One vendor says she and her family initially thought the sounds were fireworks before realizing something much more serious had happened.
We were at the event as vendors, and it was fighting like at the food trucks a block down, and we went to the restroom in the church, and then we just heard shooting. We thought maybe it was fireworks. And when we came out, when we was coming out, my husband saw us, and then we just saw like bodies all on the ground. We were just trying to support the local city, just drive our way, support each other's small businesses, and now we don't even know if we're coming back next year.
And so the police are still looking for the suspect or suspects in this particular incident. Reporting in Toledo, Dominique O'Neill, WTOL 11.
So questions tonight how something like this could have happened. Toledo police addressing the security and the number of officers on duty at or near the festival at the time that the shooting broke out, along with other security procedures in place.
We had extra officers on duty today for the festival, plus there was a large contingency of off-duty officers that were working for the festival itself. We had our mobile security cameras that go right into our real-time crime center active. So there is a lot of evidence. It's just a matter of going through a lot of that evidence. It happened very quickly, but it also stopped pretty quickly because there was a lot of officers that were right there.
The Old West End Festival celebrating its 53rd year this weekend. The annual event in Toledo's historic Old West End kicking off Friday night. It was scheduled to continue through Sunday. The festival features things like live music, food vendors, historic home tours, and today the traditional King Wamba Parade. Just like last week, festival leaders Dan Finkel and John Coleman joined us in studio, or just last week, I should say. Those two joined us in studio to talk about the event, which brings together more than 300 volunteers and thousands of visitors each and every year. We will continue to cover this breaking story on air and online as it continues to develop. Get updates from us here at WTOL 11.